Hi everyone, I'm Fred from Libra Energy. I've been working on utility scale projects for about 7 years now, and there's one thing that keeps bugging me. We're building these massive battery systems, and then we just kind of expect them to work with very minimal supervision. I think we need to talk about how we are actually operating and maintaining those assets, because right now, as reported by many, most BESS are not hitting their performance targets. I want to share what I've learned about applying performance engineering discipline to solve that. A battery energy storage system is basically a big machine. You got hundreds of devices like inverters, battery pack, cooling system, revenue meters, all connected, all interacting. And then you have a control software managing everything. Then you also have a complex physics-based behaviors like your battery chemistry, your power flows, and thermodynamics. To me, this is more like a manufacturing equipment than just a simple power or energy generator. All this is quite a bit of complexity, and it leads to downtime, equipment trips, faults, and things get out of sync. And because the industry is so new, most of the response to these problems are reactive: firefighting, resetting faults, repairing equipment that fails. There's very little systematic process engineering where we actually figure out why things have failed, why systems behave the way they do, and then experiment to find ways to improve them. Now, this is not a new problem. The manufacturing industry figured this out decades ago. They developed framework like overall equipment effectiveness, OEE. They built like quality control processes. They embed continuous improvement into their operations. They've realized that you can't rely on firefighting. You need discipline, and that discipline is to follow through the asset or your manufacturing equipment to its entire life cycle, not just during kind of startup like commissioning, but every single day of operation. Everything is tied to quality, and quality is really representing the performance of your assets. And that's what performance engineering is. It's applying that manufacturing mindset to energy storage assets. In the context of a BESS, that means like improving the reliability of the equipment, maximizing the availability of the plant in general, everything working together, optimizing your battery balancing. It's more like your physics-based issues, improving telemetry accuracy, what you're reporting to the outside world is very important. Better forecasting your preventive maintenance, to limit your downtime or limit kind of performance implications. Better planning outages, optimizing your revenue performance based on the actual performance of the assets. And then monitoring long-term metrics like degradation, warranty operating limits, and then planning your capacity augmentations. All this kind of ties to performance engineering. So my vision is to share this through a video series of short focused episodes covering each aspect of performance engineering. I have 3 goals for this content. First, I want to bring awareness to performance engineering as a real discipline. Second, I want to build a community. There's many of us working on these exact challenges, and we should just be connecting to learn from each other. And then third, I'd like to actually create an open source framework that standardize the key aspect of performance engineering, kind of a guide for the next generation of performance engineer as this industry grows. My hope is that this becomes kind of a practical guide for how you actually do performance engineering. Whether you're building your first BESS or you're already operating a large portfolio, I think you would be able to benefit from this. Here's what we're going to cover in this video series. It's going to be module-based. With module 1, we'll start with the fundamentals, the core concept of performance engineering, things like availability, quantifying imbalance, telemetry. Then we'll get into the tools and the data that you need to actually do your work. You can't really improve what you can't measure, so you need a minimum of like some data tools. And then we'll talk about process, the daily engineering discipline that goes into your daily checklist, reviewing what happened every day, your reporting weekly and monthly, and how you communicate this to the various stakeholders. These projects have many stakeholders and subcontractors, so that part is quite important. Then we'll discuss how do you actually investigate like underperformance, do root cause analysis, and then manage action items. Every anomaly deserves an investigation, and every loss deserves an explanation. Because small issues will compound into big problems. The small things will not go away. They will just get bigger and have more interaction with each other. So if you're operating a BESS and thinking about how to get better performance from your asset, this content hopefully will help you. Follow me to get notified on the next video, and eventually I'll put all this content in one place. Drop a comment in this post if you want to see any specific topic discussed, and then feel free to connect with me if you have similar challenges and wanted to chat. We'll see you in module 1, where we will start by discussing everyone's favorite topic, availability calculation.